You talked about ice fishing on Long Lake a little bit. Where else have you gotten out in the last 6-8 months?
Well, I was going to ask you how Lake of the Woods is going, because I love going to Lake of the Woods.
You know, this is exciting, and spring is obviously a magical time in Minnesota. But I looked at a webcam yesterday. The lake is open, or at least the main channels of the lake are open. There's still a little bit of ice around the fringes of the islands, but it's not going to be more than, I would say, a couple weeks before boats are moving and people are moving out on Lake of the Woods. Which,
oh, really?
You know, for folks who don't know, this is the extreme northern tip of Minnesota, kind of the chimney of Minnesota, they call it.
Right.
Lake of the Woods has 14,000 islands. My family's blessed. We've had a cabin there since the 30s. I know you're a frequent traveler to that area, and it really is a special part of Minnesota.
No kidding. So their ice is almost gone?
In main channels, the ice is, the lake is open. It looks like you could run a boat there. I've always wondered about the people who live out there on the islands year-round. This has got to be a pretty interesting time of year because you're stuck there.
Oh, absolutely.
If something happens in about a 2-week span, you're dealing with canned food, a lot of spam, and if you have an emergency, it's a real emergency because there's not a real way to get around.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just love that part of the state. It's just like you said, I like to go up to Lake of the Woods and fish. Probably the best walleye fishing. There's no other place in the state where it can be 90 degrees and the walleye fishing is great.
Yeah.
That and the water is still, and that's what you like on Lake of the Woods, which is amazing. It's different from all other lakes.
Well, it's part of Minnesota, part of Manitoba, part of Ontario, so it's obviously a very big place. I think it's 100 miles from end to end, and it's a very diverse lake. I mean, down by Warroad and the southern shore of Lake of the Woods, where I'm from originally, you've got reeds, you've got mud bottom, you've got a relatively shallow, big expanse of open water. You go up near Kenora on the extreme other end of the lake, and it's 150 feet deep. It's solid rock bottom. There are lake trout. I mean, it's a completely different lake.
Whitefish, all that. Well, I'm excited for calving season too.
And then obviously there are areas where muskie fishing is a huge thing, and the big trophy fishermen are out there every summer, you know, with thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment. It's almost as entertaining to watch them as it is to see the fish.
That's right. Yeah.